Veteran broadcaster Mark Pilgrim has died after losing a battle with cancer. He was 53. Lloyd Mujirai, the managing director of Hot 102.7 FM, confirmed Pilgrim's death in an online statement. The former 5FM and SABC television presenter died peacefully at his home this morning in the presence of his fiancée. Pilgrim had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, which he revealed in June 2022. I'm going to welcome radio legend and fellow broadcaster and a friend, in fact, of Mark Pilgrim, Alex J. Very good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm very well. It's always good to speak to you, Mr. J. I mean, we've been in the broadcast industry together. I've certainly worked with you. It's always a pleasure working with radio legends. One has fallen yet again. And on the back, of course, as we know, of another radio legend who passed away from cancer. I mean, it must be so sad for you to see your friends, your comrades, your colleagues passing away. What's your reaction then today? I saw your status update where you really were sort of, calling out how sad you were about the passing today.
It is really sad. I'll tell you why. I have a personal interest in this, Flo, because my mum has just completed 6 months worth of cancer for chemo for stage 4 cancer. And Mark was her hero. Mark was her because of what he'd been going through and posting about. He was very public about the process and the steps and even to the end, he was encouraging, you know what I mean? He was just the most amazing guy in terms of how to deal with cancer with positivity. And actually, so, it's not just losing a colleague, it's actually losing a bit of a role model for all of us.
Yeah.
He was always like that. When he started out in radio, he was a junior, even when I was around for a while. He made no secret of the fact that he'd survived testicular cancer. He wore it as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And I know he was the patron of the Cancer Association here for at least a couple of times. And he used to drive their shave-a-thon things annually. He's the guy that popularized that, actually made it sort of like a mainstream thing and made us all understand that, well, this is a common fight. One of many, but it's a common fight that we should actually join together.
And Mr. J, you were talking about how important it was for him to put up this very public fight, against cancer. And in some moments I'd see some of his pictures on social media, which he himself put up, and I'd wonder if that was the right thing to do. But when I reflect on it, and certainly what you had to say about that, it was important, wasn't it, that he fought so publicly?
He didn't want to hide away anything. He wanted it to be honest. So that if he was going to be redeemed and if he was going to be one of the 2 to 5% or whatever the ratio is now that recovers from these types of cancer, then fine and good. But unfortunately, I know that there were a couple of very cynical people who were saying as well, wow, this is a fun way to play the publicity card, dude. Yeah. But as you saw with the photographs, there was nothing glamorous or self-promoting about it in any way.
Yeah.
It was just to make the truth of how it is. I'm relieved to say that my mum has recovered and is in remission and is currently away on holiday. And Mark was part of that healing process, which is incredible.
Yeah. And what's your message then to his family? And I'm sure your mum is saddened to see, someone who fought with her really, pass away. What's your message to his family?
What can you say to a family, that's lost a breadwinner and a father and a solidly decent, good human being with tremendous skill sets who's again passed away too soon? But if I think back of who we've lost over just the last couple of years, Flo, oh my Lord, it's frightening.
Yeah.
From Bob to Jeremy Mansfield to Kevin Sefton, and on and on and on. The list is on. So you best be healthy. Yeah. This is my motto. This is my taking away from this. I know Mark would want me to just tell you all, live your life. Yeah. And you too. You've got to live your life, live it now. This is all we got.
Yeah. All right. It's always a pleasure interacting with you, and it was always a pleasure working with you. Alex J is a fellow broadcaster and friend to Alex J, as well as a radio legend.